welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you the recipe that I promised you last week. Okay, so here are the ingredients you're going to need. You're going to need garlic, and a half a teaspoon of that garlic equals 1 clove. So we're going to use about 4 cloves, which is about 2 teaspoons of garlic, and you really can't go wrong by using a lot of garlic. You're going to season it with some black pepper, some salt. We have the 21 seasoning salute by Trader Joe's, which is basically an all-purpose spice. We have thyme. We're going to put this entire onion, we're going to mince it and just put it over the meat once we season with all the dry seasoning. And then we're going to cut up half a bell pepper and 3 scallion. Now we're also, which is a secret ingredient that makes it Jamaican, is basically Jamaican pimento, which is actually allspice, and I'll let my husband talk a little bit about that.
So the allspice, in America they call it allspice. In Jamaica we call it pimento. And it's very, very good when you're using it with chicken and when you need to cook soup and all of them things there. When we use the allspice, we crush it with the rest of the seasoning and season the meat and leave it about 24 hours. So the seasoning can marinate through the chicken.
Okay, so we actually took all the skin off of the chicken, and I'll let him explain what he does with that.
You want to make sure you clean all the fat from the chicken, which is the skin, and there's all the fat right there. This chicken is very, very easy to cook. Chicken only take about 45 minutes to 1 hour, and you let it cook in its natural juices.
And that's why they call it stew chicken, because the stew chicken that we're cooking, you basically don't really use any water or anything extra. You just let it stew in its own juices, right?
You just put a little bit of olive oil, and you let the olive oil get hot, and then once the olive oil get really hot, you pour the whole thing in there, you cover it down so it can cook in its natural juices.
Oh, and one last ingredient that we didn't talk about is soy sauce. We're actually going to sprinkle about 2 teaspoons of soy sauce over the chicken with all the other spices. We're gonna sprinkle about 2 teaspoons of soy sauce over the chicken when we season it to kind of give it that brown effect. This is actually an optional ingredient, and in Jamaica they actually do use soy sauce or another ingredient called browning, right? And what is browning?
It's like the soy sauce that helps to make the meat darker when you cook it. That brown though, that's why it's called brown stew chicken.
Got it. So it gives it kind of like a brown effect, and it helps it kind of braise the chicken in the pot. So there really is no rhyme or reason to putting all these ingredients together. Once I have the dry seasoning, I put all the fresh ingredients. I'll take a spoon and I'll sort of just mix it all up, and I'll let it sit in the refrigerator for about
12 to 24 hours.
For about 12 to 24 hours, and then we'll take it out and we'll brown it up. All right, so it's the next day, and I washed my asparagus and I cleaned my potatoes and I put them on a clean cloth. I'm going to cut them up, season them, put them on a cookie tray, and put them in the oven. So I'm going to put all of this in the oven, about 375 for about 35 to 45 minutes. I usually poke my head in and see how it's doing. I season it with olive oil, generous olive oil, salt, pepper, and crushed garlic, and that's it. I don't go crazy on seasonings for this, just garlic, salt, pepper, and olive oil. So you want to heat up a Dutch oven so that the oil is really, really hot. It's about 2 tablespoons of oil, and you want it to be steaming hot. So after about 10 minutes, you stir it and you make sure that each side is getting braised, but you're going to definitely cook it on high for anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes. So here it is, our brown stew chicken, asparagus, and potato wedges for only $5.